value. It's always in the eye of the beholder when talking about the MVP race, right? Sure, but let's just go ahead and cut to the chase because the MVP conversation often gets tiresome by this point in the season. It's usually because by this point people are making bad faith arguments for a candidate that really has no shot to win it, even though it's fair for them to be in the talks. However, the circumstances of this season are very specific. Steph Curry is not winning the MVP as a 10 seed, he's not winning it in the play-in. Regardless of how bad they look without him and how you can argue value, he's got no shot. Luka, despite having a great season, has been struggling to get the Mavericks above the 7th seed all year. They still may end up around 5th or 4th, but by this point, he's fighting an uphill battle. LeBron James is hurt, that pretty much killed his shot. The pace that the Bucks are on compared to last season is not cutting it for Giannis to be able to win it a 3rd straight time. Embiid has played 34 out of 51 games, and James Harden is hurt, also as a part of a super team, so that probably wasn't going to happen anyways. Everybody else is pretty much an honorable mention, and that leaves Jokic, but it's not really just by default. The Joker is not joking around. He's having a pretty perfect season, and Surfshark VPN is the perfect way for you to surf the internet. No jokes. A VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and it allows you to safely surf anything on the internet anywhere in the world. Basically like being able to protect the ball and score on any basket, except for technology. So if you happen to be in the United States per se, and you can't access a piece of content based in the UK, a VPN would unblock that content for you and encrypt your data while hiding your activity so you can safely access it. This would solve a problem some viewers have specifically reported when viewing my own videos. So if you're out of the country and my or another YouTuber's content is blocked for you, boom, Surfshark, you're good to go, and surf whatever you want. The encryption part might feel like a small detail, but as the world opens back up and you return to doing your work in coffee shops and whatnot, protecting your data on these public networks can be of great use. They're usually gold mines for hackers, but with Surfshark, you've basically got Rudy Gobert protecting the rim. Lastly, one account will cover an unlimited number of devices, so once you've signed up, you're not going to be nickel and dime trying to work across all your technology. I consider that clutch. So click the link in both the comment section and description and use my code DOM2K to get 83% off plus 3 extra months for free. Surfshark offers 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to try it out for yourself. Once again, it is in the links in the comment section and description. In the MVP case for Nikola Jokic, you have one availability. The Nuggets have played 52 games, Jokic has been present for 52 games, making him the only Nuggets player to do so. He's practically kept them afloat, as at the beginning of the year, they were hanging around the 7th and 8th seed, and they were missing very important pieces such as Michael Porter Jr. After losing Jeremy Grant, useful wings were in short supply for Denver, and Porter was expected to take that next step and help move the Nuggets to another level, but with him missing games 5 through 14, Jokic was tasked with keeping the Nuggets competitive so that they did not fall too far in this brutal Western Conference. In those games, he averaged 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists, shooting 55% from the field. Yet, through Porter's return, the Nuggets were only 7-7, so people were seeing the Nuggets as a bit of a disappointment coming into the new season. Behind Jokic, they've been able to come to their current point of 34-18, which is good enough for 4th best in the West. As far as legitimate MVP candidates go, in the league standings, that would only put him behind Joel Embiid, who is 2nd in the East, and James Harden, who is 1st. However, due to injuries, at the current moment, Jokic ranks above both of them. For his season averages, he's currently putting up 26, 11, and 9 on 57% and 43% from 3. Ironically, if it weren't for his 86% free throw percentage, he'd be 50-40-90 as a center. Of course, as a big, the stat that really stands out here is the 9 assists, 8.8, but we're rounding up here for effect. That assist total ranks him 4th overall in the NBA behind Trae Young, Westbrook, and James Harden. To find the next closest center to him on this list, you've got to go all the way down to 28, where Bam Adebayo ranks with 5 a game. While we've probably raved enough about his passing on this channel, and it's definitely the most known thing about him, it doesn't make it any less amazing. This season, while on the floor, he's assisted on 41% of his teammates' field goals, and there's simply no way to devalue his contributions here, as his passing has been a huge reason they're able to take teams apart the way they've been doing as of late. Being a center that's also one of the best shooters in the league means he often gets to operate from the top and just let players move around. He finds his open guys with ease, and without the ball, he often moves into scoring positions with absolutely no intention of scoring, as he's already read the defense and created the next assist. His 26 points a game also puts him at top 10 in scoring, making him the only center to be there. He scored 40 or more points 4 times this season, the most impressive of which came against the Utah Jazz, who have been the league's best team and house Rudy Gobert, who is routinely a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Jokic did to him what he's proven he can do to just about any defensive player. He currently shoots 74% in the paint with an assortment of hook shots, spin moves, short jumpers, none of which are particularly athletic. He's not a center that's using his overwhelming height or hops to overwhelm other paint defenders. He's just simply ultra skilled. So when you combine what he's bringing on offense scoring the ball, as well as how integral he is to actually moving removing it, it is extremely difficult to imagine that the Nuggets could lose him for any period of time and survive. That's normally an argument you can make about any MVP candidate. However, Embiid just missed a whole host of games and the Sixers did just fine. The Nets are surviving without Harden. Even the Lakers without both LeBron and AD are not doing terrible yet, although their record will probably fall as they miss more and more games. This is not to say Jokic doesn't have help or the Nuggets don't have other talented players, because they actually have one of the best lineups in the league, but given their playstyle and given his contributions to it, that would be an extremely difficult hole to patch. Looking at some projections, it's becoming increasingly likely that the Nuggets overtake the Clippers for the 3rd seed in the West. And that goes back to the first point of Jokic keeping this train moving along, because earlier in the season when they were struggling, it was very hard to see them getting much higher than 6 or 5. But a 3 seed that started the season missing a piece from free agency and missing what was supposed to be that piece's replacement, that's an impressive rebound. And even if they aren't to get 3rd, as in they just remain the 4th seed from here on out, that still puts him in better position to win it than any other legitimate candidate at this specific moment. Simply put, between availability, stats, winning, and flat out value, you can't put a better combination together for any other player in the league right now. Admittedly, Joel Embiid was leading the race before he went down. He's consistently been the higher seed, and his contributions on defense are not lost on anybody. But after missing that many games, there's no doubt he is currently behind Jokic, and at the pace Jokic and the Nuggets are playing at, it's going to be hard to overtake him with only about a month left. Not saying that it couldn't happen, but for it to happen, there would have to be a massive meltdown with the Nuggets, there would have to be a reduction in play for Jokic, the Sixers would probably have to take over 1st seed, and Embiid would just have to keep doing what he's doing. But for a center to be this dominant at scoring and to be able to control the offense like a point guard, it's honestly not something we've seen much of before. And while he's got a good team, it does start to beg the question, what if he had another all-star / superstar player next to him? Adding Aaron Gordon and seeing the continuity between those two, and with Gordon just being a really solid player but not a star level one, it makes the future of the Nuggets very scary, because Michael Porter Jr., when he was drafted there, was expected to be a star one day. He is growing into that role, and whether or not they go on to finish it this year, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the West for a long time, given health. But at the current day, and at this current point in time, Jokic is pretty solidly the MVP, and if things just stay on the track they're on right now, there's really not a reason he shouldn't win it. But let me know in the comment section if you think there's somebody leading him, and if so, why? Chris Paul is not leading Jokic in the MVP race just because the Suns are 2nd in the West. That was definitely unforeseen, and he's once again shattered expectations, but that is not going to win him the MVP award. He's definitely got honorable mention though. Let me know what you think, hit the like button, comment, and sub if you enjoyed, and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications every time a new video drops. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.